welcome and thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks for having me.
It's amazing. I met you once before, actually, in Acton when you were doing a signing. It was fabulous, and I'm very excited that we have the opportunity to have you here.
Happy to be here.
Mario, you've had a beautiful career. You've weaved in and out of different series, midget racing, sprint cars, dirt track, Indy, Formula One, Formula 5000, and sports cars. I want to ask you about your first build, a 1948 Hudson Hornet that you and your brother got to build. What compelled you to get your hands in there?
Well, Christopher, that was basically how do you start? You know, when we arrived here in the United States in 1955, Aldo and I, of course, twin age, and we already had this passion and dream that we cultivated just barely teenagers in Italy. And so when we arrived there, we discovered at the local fairgrounds here in Nazareth, where I live now. And so this looks very doable because the last race that we saw was the year before. And then, of course, you know, the Formula One cars look, pretty far, not very approachable, if you will. But anyway, it's an area that we figure, we can start with this. And we, along the way, about 2 years after we arrived there, we befriended 4 other buddies. And when I always say there was a geek, the guy that was guiding us. And so why do we Hudson Hornet way? Hudson Hornets were the ones that were winning pretty much most of NASCAR at the time. So then we go ahead and we bought one of the teams that actually were going out of business because Hudson was out of the racing division there. And anyway, it actually worked out pretty well for us on the local level. Although, we had, two drivers, one car, but the very first race, and so did I. I don't know, but as you can imagine, that was the best encouragement we could have had at the time.
Do you still remember the emotions of your very first race? Like when you got behind the wheel and you're gripping and you've turned it on. And a lot of people say the hardest thing or the scariest thing is always that first step. I mean, we look at you and we look at your career and we say, there's no way that Mario Andretti was ever nervous behind the wheel. That very first time, though, can you walk us through that?
You know what? You talk about the proverbial butterflies, and yes, they're there for sure. And the first time is even daunting. But you have to just look back and say, how blessed am I to have this opportunity? And you get through it. It's amazing. Once the engine fires up, everything disappears. Oh, you're down to business, down to doing your job. So it's interesting you bring this up because this was always like this apprehension, before any race. What's going to happen? This is the start, blah, blah. And that's natural. And I figure, I said, you know what? Maybe after a couple of years, all of this is going to disappear. As a matter of fact, no. Right to the last race, to just getting in a form, you got the same apprehensions, same butterflies. Why? Important, because it's important to you. You want to do a good job. You want to very curious as to what's going to be your experience like and all that. So that, again, is an anxiety. And there's nothing wrong with being like that. Being, again, it's because it's important. That's the thing.
Now, from your start, when you built that car and now you have your own racing company, do you get your racers to work on any of the cars, to tinker anything? Is it still important for them to feel and get in under the hood type to sort of speak, or is it still more of a just get behind the wheel?
What it's our sport is a very, very complicated sport in many ways. You got, as you know, it's not just the driver; it's everyone involved. Depend of every single person that is contributing in his, and quite honestly, you can't do it without a team. I always say, team effort, and that's team with a capital T. So everyone that's involved has to give their very best wherever, and that's the trick, because the, like I said, there's suspension, there's aerodynamics, and all those things, and you don't of all trades. You want to have specialty in every department, and that's the key of it. That's the key for it. It's people's business, team. The only way I can explain it.
Beautiful. I have a question for you. What is your favorite off-track car? Like your everyday driving car?
Probably the next car that I'm going to buy. I'm a car guy, and so I've had the opportunity to buy to just treat myself with some really nifty, you know, any given time. But I always almost go for that, the car that the president car with the present technology and everything else. Again, I enjoy. I need that the sedan, and I need a sports car. So so again, I've had Ferraris, I've had Lamborghinis, Jets, which I do, and as far as Lincolns, I've had Cadillacs, I've had Mercedes, I've had BMW, I've had Audis, and I have a Maserati right now. So sort of experience all of it, what the industry has to offer. I was never 100% affiliated with the manufacturer, only because I wanted to have that freedom, to just move around and see what's available. And that part is fun, quite honestly, because the industry is so because of that. Who benefits? It's the customer. And to the other, and what's available, the bells and whistles that are available today. Fun, and my latest purchase was a Mini Cooper, John Cooper Works car. Awesome, love it. And there you have it.
Beautiful. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.